I'm your host, Logan23. You're joining me for Elementalists Book 2, Chapter 15, Squad Up! You stare at the spot where Alma exploded, your breath caught in your throat. The last tendrils of her magic fade from the air, leaving only scraps of her robes littering the marble floor. I can't believe it. Cain actually beat her. Alice lets out a weak moan, slumped against one of the pillars. His eyelids flutter, but he doesn't seem to be fully conscious. Alice! You hobble over and drop down beside him, your stomach sinking as your knees land in a sticky puddle of blood. Please wake up. Please be okay. Blood magic rears as you take him in. Blood coats his face and neck, making it hard to see his injuries. Blows up his injuries. Come on, you aren't allowed to be hurt. He sends gashes, scrapes all over his body, and as you channel your magic towards them, you feel his skin start to knit back together. Ezekiel? Lets out a gasp, sitting up straight. He doubles over, coughing, blood spatting his pants. Ezekiel, what happened? Where's Cain? Last thing I remember is us rushing in with our refractionary magic. You pick up a scrap of Alma's robes and use it to wipe the blood off of Alice's face. Cain won. He exploded Alma and then he got away with the crystal. He threatened to go after Mom next. No, we have to stop. Alice leaps to his feet, but immediately sways and crashes back down beside you. Alice, take it easy. I want to go after Cain too, but we can't. You're hurt. Everyone else outside is hurt. Gemma's hurt. I'm hurt. Cain annihilated us. You hear a whimper. Tim gently nudges your friends back into the room. Everyone limping and leaning against each other. God, I've never felt less like a person, more like a vessel of agony in my life. I wish I could tell you to stop being so dramatic, but I concur. They limp over to you and Alice. Griffin stops to scoop Gemma up from where she's crumpled in the far corner. She stirs as he sets her down with the rest of you. Thank you. Every nerve of your body singes with pain, but you ignore it at the sight of your battered friends. Helplessness overcomes you and your words spill out. This happened to you because you're my friends. All I've ever brought you guys is pain and suffering. I can't keep doing this to you. She grabs your hand, squeezing hard. Don't you dare, Ezekiel Winchester. You are the sun that makes my fire burn brighter, and I won't have you thinking anything otherwise. Treya. You lean your forehead against hers, sighing as she cups the back of your neck in a warm palm. We're sticking with you through thick and thin, Ezekiel. We decided that way back when you were being attacked by shadow monsters last year. It's very noble of you all, but look at the situation. Cain's power now eclipses Alma's, and will strengthen by the day. Sounds like we just have to act fast. Obviously we can't do nothing or Cain's gonna go full evil overlord. Our only hope is to steal back the sun crystal. Cain obviously needs the extra power so he can carry out his plot. If we take it away from him, we may stand a chance. I was just thinking that. We got a scrapes with him before he had the crystal, which means he isn't completely unstoppable yet. Ezekiel, are you able to use your prescience to discover where Cain is going? We'll need to find him if we want to find the crystal. Before you can respond, Tim nudges you gently, your mother's pendant held in his jaws. Thanks, Tim, you're a genius. Ezekiel, spill. What are you thinking? The pendant is Mom's, and so is the sun crystal. There might be a link between them that I can use to spy on Cain. Is Tim the genius, or is it you, Ezekiel? Smiling, you take the pendant from Tim. Your mother's energy rushes out of it, setting you aglow. It's working. It's like Mom's right here helping me. Where are you, sun crystal? You ever taken by a vision of Rafe Slap? Cain prowls about, humming to himself in a sing-song voice as he blasts aside rubble. Thea? Oh, Thea! Wherever are you, you slippery little ray of sunshine? Why do the last traces of your magic disappear right here? The sun crystal in his arms starts to glow, its warmth reaching towards you. Cain turns, and you catch a grin flit over his face as the crystal pulses with light. Ezekiel, is that you? Rejoice, my dear. Your mother is still eluding me. But not for long. Cain's source energy flares, pushing you out of your vision. He's in Rafe's lab. He's looking for Mom there, but I don't think he's having any luck finding her. Oh, Dean Swan is coming. Bill turns towards the door as Dean Swan sprints inside, clutching a stitch in her side, but already channeling her blood magic. Oh dear, children, hold on. Oh dear, She darts between you, one by one, frantically healing the worst of your injuries. Warm threats through your body, easing the aches and pains. Felt your signatures flaring, but Cain has warded the room, so I couldn't get inside. What in the world happened here? Tell Dean Swan about your battle with Cain and the fate of Alma and the Sun Crystal. Places a hand over her heart, her face pale. A rogue source. I never thought I'd see the day, but there must be something that can be done. Cain has his weaknesses. He kidnapped my friends, knowing I'd be distracted trying to save them, and Atlas unlocked the crystal because he didn't want me to die. The Cain friendship is a weakness, but look at it the other way. He has no one on his side to help him. He's outnumbered by us. And now you've seen him at his most fearsome. You know his tactics better. Strategically, you may be able to turn this to your advantage. Cain made a big mistake leaving us all alive. Lucky for him, it's the last mistake he'll never make. If I could access my powers, I know I could help you. I remember how to seal Cain, and I'd be useful in battle. But the dumb binding is still in place, and I can't break through it. I don't even know how to start. Perhaps the library has answers we seek. It is yet to fail me. The Penderghast Library is the place for information on elemental magics. There might be something on the sources there. Dean Jaffe knew Gemma best. Some of her research might be in the library. Dean Swan wrings her hands together. I don't like throwing you into battle, but I can see that your minds are made up. I'll help however I can, so that you will be safe. Come with me. Race after Dean Swan in the library, ignoring the twinges of pain radiating through your battle-weary body. Dean Swan cuts through the main section of the library, beckoning for everyone to follow her. You're not going to find anything on sources out here, but I believe we have a chance at finding something this way. After checking to make sure the coast is clear, Dean Swan shifts a bookcase aside, revealing Adrian's library? A secret room hidden behind a bookcase? Penderghast truly has it all. The perks of being Dean. I have free reign in the entire library, including the lost areas. Few people outside from me know that this room exists. Are you sure about that? We kind of discovered it last year when we were researching the shades attacking me. Oh, well, then welcome back. As your friends fan out to scour the shelves, you hang back with Dean Swan. She looks over at you, frowning in worry. Dean Swan, is Alma going to be okay? She doesn't have anyone to bind her like she did with that Gemma. Blood magic remains on Earth, so I believe that, as long as Cain doesn't interfere with her further, she'll return eventually. Dean Swan awkwardly pats your shoulder. You impress Dean Swan with your strength of character. Things may seem dire right now, but if anyone can set it all right, it's you and Atlas. The two of you are strong, just like your mother was. Thank you, Dean Swan. I really needed that. As Dean Swan goes to search a row of files, you page through several volumes on elemental magics. Your friends join you at your table. We've got something, Ezekiel. You want to check this out? Griffin found it shelved in the completely wrong place. It's a paper written by Dean Joffe, theorizing about sources. I discovered a promising volume as well. A magic blocking during the attuneless Salem witch trials. Atlas walks over, nearly bumping into the table as he reads. Stops in front of you. And I found an essay written by our mom in this book on Penderghast history. Fill me in on... Mom's essay. Well, there's a bunch of essays in here on Penderghast history. Mom's essay is about Desmond Penderghast's battle against Fitzpatrick. She appears over Atlas' shoulder, flipping the page. Ferdinand Fitzpatrick claimed that attuned should seek revenge on those who persecuted them. He wanted Desmond to join the cause, but Penderghast did not revel in slaying his one-time friend. In his mourning, he promised that evil would never again flourish at the school. It says here that they're, where they fought become the Sun Ad Room. Maybe evil hasn't flourished here since, but it's definitely been back. First race monsters, now Cain. While your friends search the shelves further, you keep reading, you pause when Gemma takes a seat beside you. I know this might not be the right time, but I just had to tell you in case it cheers you up a little. Right when Atlas unlocked the Sun Crystal, all these memories of your mother flooded into me. What kind of memories? Memories of Thea telling stories about all the magical people she befriended, like giants, unicorns, dragons. Oh, what did she say about dragons? Well, that there were Western dragons who lived in caves, curled up on hoards of gold, though they didn't kidnap princesses, as your myth says. Oh, then what did they do with the princesses? They rescued them. Thea knew of more than a few warrior princesses who ruled alongside their dragon companion. There were also dragons who transformed into humans, and other dragons that lived in rivers. Thea made it a personal goal to see them all. Huh, sounds like my mom had a lot of adventures on Earth. She certainly did. Swan takes a seat at the other side of you, a fond smile on her face. When we were classmates at Penderghast, she always was disappearing, and then coming back with wild stories. She'd walk into lecture and tell us about riding a dragon, or visiting merfolk royalty. As Gemma subtly takes her leave, Atlas comes over and sets down a stack of books. What's going on, Evelyn? Are you talking about our mom? I was telling Ezekiel about what it was like to know your mother as a Penderghast student. What was she like back then? Did she have a favorite class? Did she ever fall asleep in lecture? Atlas abruptly cuts himself off and grabs a book to read. Never mind, we have important stuff to do. I don't need to know. Thea was one of the most beloved students at Penderghast. Everyone knew and loved her. She was a force of nature. Figuratively and literally. I'd be happy to tell you more about your mother. I guess that'd be cool. Hear about her if you've got a second. And diamond choice. Glance at Atlas, he looks carefully down at his books, clearly trying not to seem too eager. Learn more about your mother as a Penderghast student from Dean Swan. You'll also hear some stories about your dad. We should focus on our research. Maybe another time. Yeah, I didn't really want to know anyway. Gotta keep our eye on the prize. A strange ringing comes from Dean Swan. She jumps and looks at her wrist. Oh dear, the High Attune will be arriving in the Hall of Mirrors at any moment. I'm afraid I have to get going. I'll close the library to the rest of the student body so you can continue your research and peace. Hurries away, passing by Zeph, who sits down a book on the table and takes a seat beside you. I don't know if this is fate or whatever, but it's got to mean something that this book keeps showing up when we look through the library. The fairy tale book. The legend of the Jester King is in there. We might learn something about Cain. It's a pretty basic story. Once there was an impish Jester King who ruled no specific land, but instead traveled the world to spread mischief. Yada yada, he tormented all the lords and ladies, caused crazy storms, made people dream when they were awake. Finally, the brave prince and princess of Cosmos struck him down, and never again did the impish jester wreak his mayhem upon the innocent. Right, that was totally useless. Maybe we just have to look at it a little differently, decipher a code or something. Pull the book towards you, and a wave of magic washes over you. Ah, what's it doing? What's going on over there? I just felt Ezekiel's magic flare up. The friends reappear, curious looks on their faces. Ezekiel, while seeing you hold a book is always a cause for celebration, what exactly are you doing to make said book glow? Believe it or not, I just wanted to read it. Oh look! The words are rearranging themselves on the page! You look back at the book, and sure enough, the tale of the Jester King shifts before your eyes. Tria leans over his shoulder. October 15th, 1995. It doesn't sound like a story anymore, but more like a diary entry. Read the page aloud. There's a great stirring in the magic of the world. Alma would call it the path shifting. But I worry it's much worse. I fear that Cain will find a way to return. Gnome and I were able to overpower him by combining sun and moon to harness fractionary energy. But only Gemma could complete the seal. Cain's weakness to earth is why we trapped him underground. Gemma's seal was meant to hold him there indefinitely, but at the last minute he slew her. The seal was incomplete, but still enough to trap him. It held for 2 millennia, but I wonder for how much longer. The fairy tales are false. There was no prince or princesses. Cain was no king. He was merely our family, and the sting of his betrayal, as well as our own role in sealing him away, hurts to this day. You lower the book, and the words rearrange back into the fairy tale of the Jester King. Dang, that's some heavy stuff. Not very helpful. You knew all of that already, didn't you, Gemma? Yes, but these words, they stir my memories. The seal. If only I could just... Touches the book, and a vision envelops you. Now playing as Gemma. I should have seen the truth about you long ago, Cain. Swirling magic sucks Cain into the chasm. He struggles, trapped inside, as you look down at him coolly. Let me go! Rest of you been against me from the beginning. You've blinded yourself to your own foolishness. It's your fault that it's come to this. You leave me no choice. You always have a choice. I must path this nonsense. It's a prison. Forging my own path has turned it against me. All I want to do is live a life of my own, outside of her control, on Earth and in the cosmos. You really think that's so wrong of me? You've hurt people, Cain, the human beings whom you want to live among, and you manipulated Esme and me into helping you. I will not let you talk yourself out of this. The Earth is your opposite, your weakness, and it will continue. You bring your hands together, your fingers touching to form a cage. Cain starts sinking into the chasms, rolling magic as you chant the seal. Person, quesco, permenio, leni... Ah! Now playing as yourself. You'll stagger as you're released from Gemma's memory. She floats up into the air, screaming and clutching her head. You all jump back from the table you'd been clustered around. Gemma's magic smashes it to splinters. Ezekiel, I think the vision messed her up. We have to help her. I'm her with my magic. Gemma, you're okay. We're all here with you. Cain isn't hurting you. Channel your sun magic over Gemma, trying to soothe her with rays of warmth. Her aura dies down and awareness slowly returns. Hey, is that... She sinks back to the ground, letting Atlas steady her. Thank you, that was overwhelming. She shakes her head clear and then looks around at all of you. I think I know where Cain will go next. The last time he saw Thea was at the chasm where he was sealed. If he's looking for her, he'll make a pit stop there to try and pick up her trail. He'll be there soon. Okay, but there's no point if you can't remember the rest of the seal you showed us in your memory. You do remember the rest, right? I do. So if I can just call upon my powers... Her shoulders slump. I can't do it. My full source powers are still locked up. I still sense a final bind, and I'm uncertain how to remove it. Not to be pushy or anything, but do you think you can try to figure it out, like, right now? Zelf! Gemma's doing the best she can! No, he's right. The longer we put off facing Cain, the worse off we'll be. I must undo the final bind. She closes her eyes, bringing her thumbs to her forehead, and lets out a breath. Then opens her eyes, are glowing once more. I will try. Power flares around her, filling the library with an ancient energy. We should stand by, just in case she needs our help again. While you all do that, I'll continue searching. We haven't exhausted the library catalog, and I cannot let any book go unturned. You really think you'll find something that'll help us unseal Gemma? Beckett sends a smirk over her shoulder at you as he heads away. Let's just say I have a hunch, and if the fairy tale book is any indication, there are still some secrets to discover in these aisles. You are, of course, welcome to join me. I could use an extra set of eyes, and you have a knack to finding useful information. Continue investigating the library with Beckett to uncover an old tome that references your mother and learn more about his portal magic studies. If anybody can find something, it's you, Beckett. I'll stay here and keep an eye on Gemma. Beckett sends a wave over her shoulder to show he's heard, and then it disappears around the stacks. You all watch Gemma, and time trickles by. When Gemma finally opens her eyes, she sags in defeat. Sorry, I can't undo the final seal. Whatever I need to trigger its removal, I can't access. And low though I am to admit it, I found nothing useful either. Beckett returns to you, looking disappointed in himself. Atlas squares his shoulders. Well then, we're out of options, and we can't stall any longer. Gemma knows where Cain's going next, but he won't stick around forever. If we don't get to the hill soon, we may never find him again. Atlas and I have to go for sure, but the rest of you are positive you want to? I still can't forgive Cain for calling me an entourage. My payback is long overdue. Yeah, we're positive, Ezekiel. We should put our heads together and come up with a plan first, though. Looking like a true captain in training. Come on, let's head back to the dorm. You all make your way out of the library, leaving behind the comforting smell of dusty old paper and ink. In the common room, Beckett immediately starts examining your and Shriya's door, touching each of the doorknobs in turn. I can manipulate these wards to transport us to Cain's location. We all saw Gemma's memory, so I know what the hill in question looks like. I estimate it'll take around half an hour. I get to work immediately. Magic glows around his hands as he begins moving them over the door. Feeling for the wards within, you turn to the rest of your friends. So this is it. Final moment is upon us. And all that. Soon we'll be trying to wrestle the Sun Crystal from the most powerful being in the world. I may not be good at fighting, but I'm certain my nymph magic will come in handy to heal you all during the battle. That's perfect. Every well-rounded team should have a healer, and I know we'll be needing it. I had a thought. The crystal unlocked extra power in Cain. If we get it to Gemma, maybe it'll unlock her final bind. It's worth a shot. Thea fought Cain last time, so if I absorb some of her magic, it might jog my memory. We'll need one person to call the shots on the field, to keep us organized. Someone who can guide us through literal life or death situations. Is there any question about it? That's literally Alice. He survived on the run from Rafe and his lackey, so I trust him with my life. Alice nods resolutely, and a smile starts to break across your face. You hold out your arm, displaying your Locums Locos bracelet. I believe in us. We're stronger than we were when we fought Rafe. The bonds between us are deeper. Locums Locos will get through this, and Cain. Your friends all pile their hands on top of yours, a Locums Locos bracelet tied around each of their wrists. Beckett walks over from the portal to join. Come on, Gemma. You're an honorary team member now. I am? Okay. Gemma places her hand on top. You see your own determination reflected in all your friends' faces. Got a game plan, so let's gather everything we need for the fight. Meet back here in 30. Locums locos, break! As your friends head off to the dorms to gather supplies, Shreya slips her hand into yours. How would you like to take a walk with me, my dear? I doubt we'll get much time alone once everyone returns. You already know there's nothing I could like more than your company. Take me wherever you want. You accompany Shreya through a series of winding hallways until you finally stop at an opulent part of the school you've never seen before. It's my bedroom. I said take me wherever you want, but where are we? Penderghast's guest wing. You don't think the school would force its esteemed guests to stay in a dorm room, do you? Fair point, I guess, but what are we doing here? Shreya swivels towards you, grasping your hands in between hers. She bites her lip and smiles up at you. There's actually something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Now? She nods, her brow creasing as an uncharacteristic worry crosses her face. I know it's not the best time, but seeing as there might not be a later, ever since I've met you, my life has been the greatest adventure. I've done and experienced things I never would have dreamed of. And I don't just mean chasing around madmen and facing death. Twice. Yeah, sorry about all that. Shreya grins, reaching up to cup your cheek in her palm. Never apologize to me. What I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't trade knowing you for anything in the whole world. And we've never really talked about this before, but I want to make you mine. Really mine, and no one else's. Shreya, are you asking me to be your boyfriend? I'm not sure I agree with such a horrendously basic term, but if you agree, I'll call you anything you like. Shreya's asking you to be her boyfriend. If you accept, you'll be official with her. If you decline, you have the chance to ask out another one of your friends or stay single. This is the decision will affect your romantic opportunities for the rest of the book game. Let's think about this. Sorry about that other scene. I'm all in. You bring her hand, still tucked in yours, up to your lips and press a kiss to the back of it, looking in her eyes all the while. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for you to ask. Shreya throws her arms around you with a squeal, squeezing you tight as she spins the two of you around. You and Shreya are officially an item. #relationship goals. This is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. I have to post about this. Okay. You hold her tighter, bringing the spinning to a stop, and capture her lips with your own. Later. Yes, sir. After another minute wrapped up in each other's arms, she pulls away. You groan. No, if we stop, that means the magic moment's over. It means we have to go back and, fight a source. Ezekiel, when are you going to learn that I've always got a little something extra up my sleeve? She untangles herself from you, her eyes shining mischievously. She laces her fingers with yours and pulls you to the end of the hall where she urges you through a pair of double doors. Watch your step. Can't really watch anything here. Why is it so dark? For the drama of the big reveal, of course. What happens if I would have turned you down? She snaps her fingers and a dozen of candles spark to life, chasing away the darkness. Did you do all this? Tree leads you further into the room. The smell of roses wafts from the petals strewn around, and the candles cast a soothing warmth. I may have gone a little overboard with the rose petals, but I just wanted everything to be perfect for my boyfriend. How do you know I'd say yes? She loops her arms around your neck, leaning up to brush her lips against yours as she whispers, "Because I've always believed in us." You kiss her deeply, pulling her close, leaving the feeling of her body against yours. After a few moments, she leans back with a rich chuckle and bites her lip. "What do you say? I know we're in a bit of a time crunch, but this is our first and last chance to spend time together as boyfriend and girlfriend before we face Cain. Celebrate your new relationship with Shreya by spending a romantic night together." You mean 29 minutes, or how many ever minutes is left? There is no romantic night. It's like 20 minutes. No offense, but that's a bit of a time crunch. We don't have time. You know I'd love to, but I'm worried we have been gone too long already. Oh yeah, that makes total sense. How about this? Let's leave all this stuff here, and if we make it through tonight, we'll come back and put it to good use. She grins up at you, leaning in to press a soft kiss to your lips. I'm holding you to that. She opens the door, and another snap of her fingers snuffs out the candlelight. The two of you return to your common room. Once everyone has returned, Beckett examines the door one final time, scanning his hands over the surface. Boral's ready. The real question is, are we? I was born ready. Let's take this source down a peg. Right behind you, Atlas. Cain won't be underestimating humans for much longer. We're ready, and we have something to fight for. Let's do this. For the fate of the world. Cain might think humans are disposable, but it's time to show him that we're here to stay. Now that's what I call a battle cry. Yeah, I may be a water rat, but I'm getting all fired up. Well, that makes you boiled water, then. Cain has arrived. I can feel him waiting. Your friends instantly sober, turning to you. Give a firm nod and then step through the portal, sensing them all following. You emerge in a familiar hillside. The air's cool and fresh. All seems serene until your magic sparks, responding to a nearby signature. Come on out, Cain. What's a big bad source like yourself doing hiding from a trope of puny mortals? Cain floats over the treetops, twirling one end of his mustache around his finger. Really? We got the mustache twirling trope going on? His power starts to glow around him as a truly gleeful expression twists his face. Ah, Ezekiel, my very favorite human. I knew you couldn't stay away from me for long. Oh, come on. Alright, fine. I guess we'll find out what happens in 16. Anyway, that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And down in the description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. And without further ado, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out.